Oh yeah, I forgot Thursday. I'm gonna go see my Dragon Ball Super at the movie theater.
What?
Man, that thing ready.
Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, it's gonna be in the movie theater on Thursday, 8:00.
I ain't never been no Dragon Ball Z fan.
I'm gonna be in that thing. Have my popcorn ready, boy.
Irvin,
My
are you
people,
there? Can you hear us?
I can
We
hear
cannot
you.
hear you, Irvin.
No?
Hold on.
You're delayed.
Okay.
All right, who's in here? I see 3 people in here. Who's in here, folks? Talk to me. Let me know who's out there.
NFL Forever up in here on the Facebook site, NFL Forever. Well, y'all have a great show. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all be safe. Don't do anything or say anything I wouldn't do.
Oh, we in the echo from somewhere.
We good. I got it.
All right, Travis, roll it.
Play the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and J, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey y'all, let's get it poppin'.
Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the Imperial Palace on Black Mania. Y'all know what time it is. Irv, you good?
I guess so. I don't know. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but your mouth ain't moving, or you ain't moving in sync. Travis, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just trying to get all this stuff taken care of.
I hear you. We're trying to make it work this week, folks. Folks, we apologize for the last couple of weeks. It's been rather hectic. One of the reasons is because high school football has kicked off in the state of Georgia, and y'all know your boys in the middle of that. So it's kind of thick. We got the Corky Kell Classic gonna be on the next few days on Peachtree TV. You should be able to see a lot of football beginning with Wednesday, tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day. Travis, help me out with that schedule, Travis.
Yep, got it. So tomorrow, game 1 is Kell versus Cherokee Bluff, and game 2 is Johns Creek versus Parkview.
And those games will be over at Johns Creek, if I'm correct, Travis?
That is correct.
Okay. What about on Thursday?
Thursday, at West Forsyth is North Atlanta versus North Forsyth, and then West Forsyth versus Archer.
Now, North Atlanta versus North Forsyth is going to be about as diverse as you could possibly be. Because North Atlanta is probably going to be all black, and North Forsyth is probably going to be all white. And I mean, there might be 1 or 2 differences in what I'm saying on each team. But that will be an interesting matchup, very much so, if nothing else because of that.
Okay, we'll move to Friday. These games are at Rome. We have Mount Pisgah,
Mount Pisgah,
whatever, and Fellowship versus Fellowship Christian.
Okay.
Then we have Cass versus Kennesaw Mountain.
Okay.
And then Rome versus Creekside.
Rome Creekside should be a real good battle. Rome is always traditional, very good football team. What's the first game you said? Mount Pisgah and who?
Fellowship Christian.
Fellowship Christian. Tim McFarland used to be the head coach over at Roswell back when they were allowing ties in state championship games. Peachtree Ridge tied Roswell for a state championship title. And I was actually assistant coach on Peachtree Ridge's team. That's when Cameron Hayward was the defensive player of the year in the state and the captain for Peachtree Ridge, and we won the state championship. We tied them. So that'll be interesting to see if what they're able to do in that game there. I know that they rounded up a lot of good talent over there. Fellowship Christian is over there in the heart of kind of Roswell, Alpharetta area, and private school. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how well they do. Cause I know they got. I've trained 3 or 4 of those kids over there. They got some talent on that team, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
And then Saturday is at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, of course, downtown Atlanta, is McEachern versus North Gwinnett, Brookwood versus Norcross, Walton versus Mill Creek, and then the last one is Marietta versus Grayson.
I tell you what, a lot of good games on that slate right there. Beginning with North Gwinnett and McEachern. We played them several times. Most of y'all know I coach over at North Gwinnett High School. So got to be there. It's an early morning game, guys. That's a whole new, a whole different dynamic that you have to have in that game because we've never played games at 10 o'clock in the morning. So that's going to be something right there that's going to be tough to deal with. And then, all those games on that slate are going to be good. So a lot of good high school football. High school football is going to be back in the mix over the next 2 or 3 months here. So we'll be talking about it to some degree on this show every week. So we have a lot of fun with it. Every now and then have a couple coaches on here. So it'll be fun getting high school football back. But Matt said the early game has been dubbed the biscuits and gravy game. Well, it is by people who eat biscuits and gravy, like Travis. I don't eat no damn
biscuits and gravy. What are you talking about?
Eat biscuits and gravy. Herb. I don't know too many folks who eat biscuits and gravy. Irv is his feed is kind of slow today, so we'll see if Irv responds to them biscuits and gravy. Because I call it the too damn early in the morning to play football games. What I call it. That's what I dubbed it. That's early, and we're bringing the kids in to North Gwinnett at like 6:30 in the morning. So and then we got to ride downtown, all that. You getting feedback, Travis? So anyway, it'll be a lot of good football, and we're looking forward to that. Guys, we're gonna start off the show today, talking, of course, about the Deshaun Watson debacle. I'm flabbergasted. I mean, it's at the point now where I can't do anything but just, grab my bag of popcorn and sit back and relax and eat and just see how this is going to play out. I love some of these headlines, though. Like the other day, there was a headline. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody in the chat, guys, put it out there where Deshaun Watson, here it is right here. Deshaun Watson suspension. Browns QB is willing to accept an 8-game ban plus $5 million fine per report. That's what he's willing to accept. I can't wait till next time I get in trouble with the law or somebody. And I'm going to tell them what I'm willing to accept. What kind of bullshit is that? Who is allowed to say what they're willing to accept? Like, you know what, officer? I'm willing to accept a $75 fine and I might do some community service. I mean, I'm learning so much about the way rich people. We had Dan Snyder the other day saying about subpoenas, about he ain't showing up for no subpoena. He's like, only way I'll do it is these are my conditions. I'm gonna do it over over Zoom, and I have to have all my attorneys there, and I'm gonna give y'all about 3 hours. That's all I'm gonna give you. Who makes conditions like that? Dude,
Yep.
I'm flabbergasted. I am just amazed at how these people are allowed to say what they will and will not do. So, Irv, you in there now?
I'm good. I just got
There
you.
he is. Irv, talk to me about this Deshaun Watson saying that he's willing to accept 8-game ban plus $5 million fine. I mean, how come rich people are allowed to do that? Have you ever done something like that, Irv? You told somebody what you was gonna do and not do when it came to stuff you had. I mean, 25 girls they talking about you molested, and you are going to tell them what you willing to accept for your punishment.
Yeah, normally the punishment after I demand what I'm going to do is usually being fired. No, it was pretty funny though. Like, I think he was cool with the 6-game ban just because, all right, this is what you're going to give me. I was expecting a full year. That's how I set up my contract. But I'll take it. Hey, what's going on? Now all of a sudden Goodell's saying that he's like, he wants to be like, I'll just give me 8 games. How about that? And we'll call it even.
Dude, I mean, I'm just sitting up here. First of all, the NFL looks like a bunch of clowns.
Yes.
I mean, because you wanted that lady to come in and do your dirty work for you.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do it for you. She like, oh no, ain't nothing you've done in the past that I'm going by the standards that you have set for your players. And so since nobody's ever had what was it trying to be a never-ending, whatever you want to call it, he wants to indefinitely suspend it indefinitely. Dude, she like, you ain't ever done that to anybody else before, and I'm not about to do it to this guy. So, I mean, she didn't fall for the okie doke. And so now they are really stuck behind the 8 ball because you know good and well them women are crying out. They want that joker gone for a minute. And then, of course, Deshaun is crying out and his people are crying out. I shouldn't be gone at all.
Yep.
So, I mean, where is this thing going to end up, Travis?
I think, obviously Goodell put it to a secondary judge, right, to make the ruling, who, from all accounts, is like a friend of Roger Goodell. So you got to think that's going to go in Goodell's favor. I think it will end up being somewhere between 8 and 12 games. And I'll just say 10. We'll just go with 10. And I think it'll be 10 and some type of fine of X amount of dollars. And I think that's what it'll be. And I honestly don't see Deshaun fighting that unless it's a year, but I don't think they're going to go for a year. I think they just want to get some more games just to kind of please the everyday fan base. So I'm going to go with 10 games.
I ask you this first. Do you see Deshaun Watson playing this year?
Yes.
Okay, Travis, do you see him playing this year?
I do. I do now. If you would have asked me that 2 weeks ago, I would have said no. But with everything that's gone on and 6, and now they're trying to go back, I don't see how they can go from 6 to 17 games. Like,
okay,
that's
let me ask you this.
too much.
Let me ask you this.
I think he plays this year.
Do you see him playing the first game of the season?
Oh, no.
Travis?
No, but I get what you're saying because he could theoretically appeal this and just say, no, I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to appeal it. Then he can play and keep playing. But the problem with that is if I was Cleveland, I would actually want him to do the beginning of the season because if you look at their schedule is soft in their first 8 games. They have one of the easiest schedules in the first half. And then their second half of the schedule is one of the toughest in the NFL.
I agree.
So take your first half, and they can beat probably half the teams without Deshaun Watson in their first half schedule.
Yeah, but it could also be that, like you just said, they'll beat the first half, and then he might miss some of the games of the second half, but not all of them, and that will also be beneficial for them. Because say he played the first few games, and wipe the map with these people. Let's say he got to play the first 6 games. Okay. He sits out the next 8 games. 8 plus 6 is only 14. So you still got 3 games left in that. So he's able to play those 3 games on top of it, which is toward the end of the thing. And I mean, I think you're sitting in prime position either way.
Yeah, but you also you're banking on the fact that they're going to go 6-0 or 5-1 in those first 6 games, and that he's going to come back after an 8-week layoff. Actually, it would be 9-week if we think about it, because of a bye week, right? So he'd be off for 9 weeks, and that he's going to come around immediately and play as well as he had earlier. So
okay, Matt Kalute just said they're saying the 6-game suspension stands until changed without injunctive relief. So he can't file an injunction. So he's going to have to sit out those first 6 games, period. Okay. I guess, Matt, is that what you're saying? From what I'm reading, you just wrote, that's what I'm getting from that, is that there is he can't file an injunction to keep him from sitting out those first 6 games. So he goes out the first 6 games as a minimum. Anyway.
He can't appeal that.
Huh?
I don't think he can appeal that.
Okay.
Can he? But Michael, could he appeal it if the NFL changes the suspension though, or is he automatically he's gone for 6 games no matter what?
That's what Matt's saying. Matt's saying is it stands until changed. Now, if the NFL changes it,
that's what I'm saying.
Then he might be able to appeal it or whatever and get an injunction on the new whatever it is that they're doing.
Exactly.
And I think that's what it is. If the NFL comes down and makes the decision, he can appeal it. But because it came from a third party that's supposed to be mental on both sides, he cannot appeal those.
Right. Well, and he came out, and the NFLPA came out after the 6-game suspension and said we're okay with 6 games. We're not going to appeal it. So his camp, even though they don't want to be suspended, his camp has already come out and said we'll accept 6 games. You're not gonna get a gripe from us. Now we're getting to the NFL, and Roger Goodell's going 6 isn't enough, and then that's where his gripe's going to come into of I don't like the 6 games.
Well, he's just not.
Hello.
Just in time to talk about her favorite man. Hey, Miss Carrie.
Hi. Sorry, I'm late.
That's all right, baby. How's Chris?
He's well, thank you.
Okay, I know if you late, I know that's normally why. I ain't mad at you though. I mean, handle your business. I ain't mad at you at all. Do your thing.
That's silly.
So anyway, we're just talking about what's going on with Deshaun Watson and all of this craziness that's going on. Miss Carey, what do you think's gonna wind up happening with this? Give me a number and some money. Give me how many games and how many dollars is it gonna cost him? He said he's willing to give 8 games and $5 million. We talked about that. Have you ever done that, Miss Carey? Have you ever told the police officer, listen, I'm willing to take a $25 fine and you can take these heels off my feet. But but other than that's what I'm willing to do. That's all I'm willing to do for this crime I've committed.
Yeah, I think he's not going to get what he asked for. It wouldn't be right for the NFL to. That's like him declaring his own punishment. I'm okay with 8, and we say, okay, well, we're going to give you 8. No, it's got to be something more than what he's willing to give. Because then it looks like it hurts, right? And so I think that he played the game, like he played a middle ground. He didn't call for the full year, but he called for more than the 6 games, right? There, wasn't that what they initially gave him? Yeah. So I still think it's gonna. I thought for a while it wasn't gonna go more than 6, that they weren't gonna appeal it, but they have appealed it now. I think it'll be a year and 5.
I need y'all to help me straight from the hip, folks. Miss Peavy, Matt, Tom, y'all give me an answer on what y'all think it's gonna be. Travis already gave his answer. Travis is in the background. Travis is also one of the people in the chat there. So I want y'all to kind of sound off. And Matt, you're an attorney. You used to work in the NFL. You know some of them people up there still. So kind of give us an idea of what y'all think it's going to be. We're going to move on with the show, but I'd like to hear some of the guesses out there about what y'all think, because I'm thinking it's going to be maybe 8, but I'm thinking they're going to take some money. I'm not feeling a year, Miss. I just think that Cleveland went to Goodell and the NFL and ahead of time and said, "Give us an idea," and a year wasn't in that, because if it was a year, I don't think they would have ever signed him. I'm doubtful that they would have done that. So, like I said, I'd be interested in reading or hearing what you guys have to say in the chat here about that. So
it is kind of smart that they've let him play the preseason game, get the bad taste out of people's mouths, get the booing out,
yeah,
finally does hit the field for the first time, that will have worn off.
Oh, I agree with everything you're saying. I don't know. I'm kind of just totally disdain for this whole topic. It's so bad what has all happened. Did anybody see the that NFL what is it? The Hall of Fame show. Does anybody watch that anymore?
The Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Did you watch the Hall of Fame induction ceremony?
No.
Anybody in the chat? I need somebody to tell me that. Dude, we just need to do away with that. If let's vote on it. Let's let the people vote on whether or not they should have a public. They got to have a show. I just don't think they need to have something put on TV and waste time, because ain't nobody watching that. That's just like watching the Hall of Fame game. Anybody watch the Hall of Fame game? Who's watching the Hall of Fame game? What was it? Jacksonville versus Cleveland or something like that? Who's watching that? Who's watching Jacksonville and Minnesota or whatever it was? And ain't nobody playing in it. Trevor Lawrence didn't play for Jacksonville. That's the only reason to watch Jacksonville right now. Him and ATN, their teammates at Clemson, neither one of them said they were playing. Why do you watch that then? Why is that even an option on my dial? I don't even want that to be an option. Put something else there. Put Merry Christmas Charlie Brown or something like that on. I'd rather watch that. Give me Happy Halloween Charlie Brown in the place of that. It's got a better chance of me watching that. I always like to see Pigpen. They don't show Pigpen very often on Charlie Brown, but when they do, it's funny as hell. So I'd rather watch Pigpen. That's me. Than watch that Hall of Fame game.
Coach,
Somebody help me.
If the NFL can make 5 cents.
Oh, hold on. Stop the presses. Holy moly. NFL forever said 10 games and $27 million. God dog. Ooh, go ahead, NFL forever. Whoever that is, you need to let us know about this Hall of Fame game too, about what I'm saying. I need some help. Is that you, Travis? Are you NFL forever? Oh my God, Travis said 10 games, $27 million.
Well, the reason I said 20, hold on, just give me a second. The 27 million came from it makes $2.7 million a game. So multiply that by 10 games is 27 million.
Okay.
That's 58% of his annual salary. He misses 58% of the season if he misses 10 games.
This year he had a throwaway schedule. Throwaway contract.
He's still making $46 million this year.
I thought that was just a signing bonus.
Well, it's guaranteed signing bonus or whatever. His annual salary of $46 million.
Okay, yeah, because I think he's making league minimum this year. It's something garbage.
His annual salary is $46 million. So that's where I got that number from.
Matt makes a very good point here. They'll split the difference for the suspension somewhere around 10 to 12 games. They discredit the process if they go too heavy after the initial hearing. Well, they done already discredit the process, in my opinion. So that's already been done. I don't think there's anything they can do now to further discredit this process. Because bottom line is, as soon as it happened, they could have taken a week and said, boom, this is what we're doing, and been done with it. but now they done drug this thing out, and now it's backfired on them, and it's still going around, and they still haven't decided. This is the biggest. And again, get ready. I guarantee you right now, Netflix is probably already trying to find somebody that looks like Deshaun Watson to play the part in the movie that they're gonna have about all the shit that was going on behind doors and all of the talking and the scheming and Goodell trying to figure out the way to sham his way around this thing and the attorney that betrayed him. All this stuff gonna come out in some blockbuster movie. Watch, see what I tell you. Because all them insiders around there, they getting the scoop. All those aides and all of those people that secretaries and all that, they writing everything down. Yep, at 10 p.m. on Thursday, July the 10th, who all was in Goodell's office and what they were talking about and all that stuff. I'm guaranteeing you that's gonna wind up happening. Because this is turned into just a charade.
I don't agree with it, but I think that they're trying to reestablish precedents.
Yeah, but you might be right about that, and I don't know how you're going to do that because the reestablishment of a precedent, just like Matt just kind of alluded to, how far apart can that be? How can you go from saying we've been suspending everybody for 3 or 4 games, and now we're going to go for 3 or 4 years? I mean, that's a huge jump in precedence.
Yep. I mean,
especially for somebody who was not found guilty by the legal system.
Yes.
Legally, that man is good to go.
Yep.
I mean, that man's still walking the streets.
I get it.
As if nothing had happened. So how can you override that and now give him all? I don't know how you do that.
Because you can separate it. You can say this has nothing to do with the legal side of it. If you bring shame to our name, however that is, whatever they declare shame to be, bring shame to our name and our brand, and it relates to women, number one, abuse, number two, sexual versus physical. They're going to start to make different pathways for this. And they're going to reset this precedent. So then, sorry to Deshaun Watson, sorry that you were the first one, but going forward, now you know what it is. I mean, the legal system does it. It just is what it is. It's unfortunate, but he put himself in the position, whether he knew it or not, right?
Okay. As the attorney for Deshaun Watson, I'm going to say, Commissioner, have you ever heard of Ray Rice? That man was kicking, a woman in the elevator. I mean, are you kidding? Which is worse?
And and if I was Roger Goodell's folk, I would say, and we messed that up. We're not going to mess this up.
Well, you need to mess this up too.
Yeah, okay. Look, I'll just say this. Robert Kraft.
Yep. I agree. Trust me. Listen, I don't disagree, but I think that they are going to reestablish the precedents with this. This is what they're going to try to do.
Yeah, it's jacked up because you kind of have one.
Matt says the new judge is the same judge that gave Zeke 6 games. So he has to look at this as more egregious, and Ms. Carey is right. He'll use that case as a baseline.
You can't do that. It's the same thing.
Who can't? Roger Goodell? He's
going to, but because it ain't the same. Like if you have to, your baseline should have been Robert Kraft. Baseline should be Snyder.
I agree.
Guys, I think at the end of the day, Roger Goodell ain't gonna win anyhow. He may well go ahead and start counting his losses, and it ain't really much gonna matter anyway. So from what I see, guys, I gotta tell y'all, when we talking about the Hall of Fame game, Tom said he'd rather watch paint dry than watch the Hall of Fame game. I would too, Tom. But in any event, Roger Goodell ain't gonna come out a winner in this anyway. I mean, he's gonna lose in the public either way. And they're going to light his ass up next year when he's up there calling out the first round draft people. They're going to light his ass up, boo him to no end. Either way, he could come out tomorrow and say Deshaun Watson ain't got to spend another day. Or he can come out and say Deshaun Watson can never play again. Either way, they're going to drag his ass for it. I'll be honest with you. I think at this point, America's kind of 50-50 on this thing. I don't think it's heavily weighted either way. I think there are some people who are on the side of Deshaun Watson. I think there's just as many people who are on the other side. So, like I said, I think he's going to get drugged either way. Agree, Miss Carey? Yes or no?
I do agree. But I think that I would rather my legacy lean toward the harsher punishment than the more lenient. And I think that Dan Snyder will feel it for the first time on the owner's side of it. So he's going to reestablish this precedence with players through Deshaun Watson and with ownership through Dan Snyder.
Ooh, so when is he going? Did he grow a backbone overnight? Is that what you're trying to say? I mean, he ain't never done nothing like that. I mean, ever.
Yeah, but I think he knows how he messed it up with Ray Rice and Robert Kraft. And
Wow.
I'd rather touch Dan Snyder than touch Robert Kraft. Like, if I'm going to establish a precedence, I'd rather it be with Dan Snyder than I do with Robert Kraft. So we'll see.
Wow. Irv, I'm going to give you the last word.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing that's going to mess this whole situation up is he's going to solve Deshaun Watson's situation before Daniel Snyder's situation. And we're already 10 years into this Daniel Snyder situation. Already, you there's no win just on that point right there.
Yeah, I agree. Guys, it's just gonna be a sad day whenever it comes down. I don't know. You know, they're back to not saying, they don't give any kind of deadline. They don't say, hey, by next Friday, this judge is gonna make a decision. It's just like this. That's why I was thinking maybe he could get out there and play some games. You know, he might be 3 games into the season before they make a damn decision. And in the meantime, you know, but Matt said he thinks that you know, that it's irrevocable, his suspension. So he's gonna have to go back anyway and get them first 6 games anyway, is what it looks like. So anyway, moving right along. I did see last week where the Chicago Bears linebacker Roquan Smith demanded a trade. Did I miss something?
Nope.
Did I do like this Buck Rogers in the 25th century? Remember how he fell asleep and then woke up and he was in all of a sudden in the 25th century? I mean, when the hell did it happen that all these folks just jumping up hollering about demanding a trade? I mean, whatever the damn sport. I mean, they do it in baseball, they do it in football, they do it in basketball. When the hell did this start? I mean, how is it that you can just up and demand a trade? I mean, it didn't say he asked for a trade. This said he demanded a trade like, I'm going out there and sit down on the 50-yard line and my ass ain't moving. So unless y'all trade me, I don't know how in the hell y'all going to play football around here because my ass going to be sitting on the 50-yard line. I mean, how do you demand a trade? Miss Carey?
I don't have any idea, but I'm overhearing about these folks, just like I'm overhearing about Kyrie and Durant. And I mean, from my perspective, the owners and the GMs are going to start to put a clamp down and say, if you ask for something outside of your time, then we're going to start to penalize you monetarily. And at this point, they're not. And so everybody wants to ask. Everybody thinks that they're like the top tier and that they can ask for it. And
I mean, we heard earlier this year, Deebo Samuel demanding a trade. You know, all these jokers demand. It's not like, hey, Deebo has gone to the management and you know, he's asked for a trade and to see if they can, you know, work something out. You know, it's not. It's he demanding a trade. Irv, talk to me. I mean, you around those you the basketball guy. You know how they always do what's that basketball stuff they do? AAU. all them AAU basketball, they're always demanding something. I mean, is that what age we're in? Are we in the age of demand?
Absolutely. Players leagues right now.
Wow.
I don't care if I sign a 5-year deal. If I'm not happy after the first, you got to get me out of here.
Get me out of here.
That's just how it rolls right now.
Even if it's gonna cost you hundreds of millions of dollars and draft picks, get me out of here. I mean, what is that?
You can handle that after I leave. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Dude, I'm appalled at the fact that we are at in this era where that's allowed. I mean, I just find it to be insane because I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I'm a player's guy, but if I was an owner, I'd be pissed as hell if I gave you this contract, we signed this contract, and now you trying to damn force me to trade you or force me to give you more money or whatever. It's like, dude, work out this contract, and then after that, we'll worry about the next contract. Get me back on the next contract. But until this contract is over, I'm not even talking to you.
So the good thing is with Roquan is this is his last year before they can add him for another year.
Right.
So if I'm him and I'm there for 4 years and I just see the team deteriorating every single year, I want to trade too.
I know, but I mean, you can have a trade after you play your last year. Because you know what, my thing might be, as far as he's concerned, and he might know this, you ain't too crazy about us, and guess what? We ain't too crazy about your ass either. So I mean, you know, it ain't like I ain't seen you on no all-pro team or whatever the case may be. I ain't seen you making no damn defensive player of the year. That doggone the Dallas Cowboys guy, number 11, came in and was damn player defensive rookie of the year, his first year. You weren't no damn defensive rookie of the year. You haven't been, I mean, your ass ain't busted a grape around here. So I mean, the bottom line is that why are you making these demands? I'm not making any demands from you.
Yeah, he was 2-time All-Pro, coach.
Okay, I'm just saying, and he might have been 2-time All-Pro. But my whole point is that it's not like he's the best linebacker in the game. I mean, if you're Kevin Durant and you're one of the top 25 players of all time, okay, I don't like the fact that you're making demands, but I might can understand it. I might can understand you feeling like you can. You 2-time All-Pro, okay, I got you. But again, I mean, you ain't no household name. Is Roquan Smith a household name? And maybe in Chicago, but he ain't no household name anywhere else.
I feel like you have to take that into account when you're signing your deal. If you don't trust this team, then make your contract a shorter number of years. But if you sign on for 5 years, then you're protected if you get hurt, but we're not protected. So the owners, I mean, or the team. So I mean, when he signed his first deal, he doesn't know. He's thinking about the promise of the Chicago Bears, and they didn't come through on that promise. He should have made his deal shorter.
Travis said, do you think the fact that players' legacies come into scrutiny after everyone retires, so now players want to do everything they can to win a title? I think everybody wants to win a title, period. I mean, the bottom line is NFL stands for not for long, as we know. So while you're in there, you know it might not be but a few years, and you want to win a title. I mean, and the sooner the better, because it seems like more people, you know, who the better teams are the younger teams a lot of time. And so it's like I said, guys want to get in there and try to win a title. I mean, and I understand that. But the bottom line is that you need to think about that as soon as you get in there. As soon as you get in there, you need to be thinking about that. Not, you know, how long has Roquan Smith been in the league? He ain't been in the league but what, 5 years? How many years he been in the league? Or
4.
4 years.
5th year.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This is 5th year. So, you know, I mean, 5 years into it, again, dude, I mean, if you're Tom Brady, that's one thing. You know, if you are somebody else who's been in the league for a minute and you know, has done very well, got a good name, all that, you know, like Odell Beckham Jr. I'll use him for an example. he got a little bit of stock where he can go around and maybe say what he wants to do and whatnot with whatever time he's got left. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. You Roquan Smith, I mean, yeah, you all pro. I'm with you. I got you. Good job. But I mean, you ain't no Hall of Fame player. You ain't been in the league but 4 years or whatever. Anybody not thinking about you in no Hall of Fame right now. And you going around demanding a trade where we gonna have to like give money and assets to get your ugly ass up out of here, man. You crazy as hell. Hell no. You ain't going nowhere. That's what I tell them. Quit. Just go ahead and quit. See what happens.
It does look really silly when they end up back with the same team too. Debo Samuel silly at this point.
Debo, exactly.
Debo got his money. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what, man, who looks silly, even sillier than Debo, his daddy. Because his daddy was the main one doing all that talking and acting like he was Debo's agent and all that, talking about, well, we ain't playing unless this and unless that. Like Debo has you in the headphone talking to him every play out there with these players and stuff. Talking about we ain't gonna do this and we ain't gonna do that. It's just shameful. Shameful. But I'm like you, Miss Carey. Now what's gonna happen is the owner's gonna tighten up on that choke chain and go choke the shit out of him here in a minute. And everybody will be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got to actually go out there and practice every day. I'm just telling you, it's coming. It's coming. And it's gonna probably gonna take a strike too. So get ready for no football for a minute, because the players gonna be like, "Oh hell no!" It's about to, but it ain't no different than Kyrie and them in basketball. Yeah, when they not playing and still getting paid and sitting out and maintenance and all that stuff. Man, come on now. If you're a millionaire, if you're a multi-millionaire, and you're like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. We paying Kyrie $46 million this year, and he ain't gonna play half the games. What's wrong with this picture? I mean, something got to be done. Something must be done. If I'm an owner and I'm paying that man to play, and he's just sitting out because he wants to, just because he wants to go save the world, or he wants to go save some baby dolphins somewhere. Are you kidding me? No, sir. No, sir. I'm not having that. I don't care who I am if I'm making that kind of money.
Yep.
Travis said, did anybody watch the first episode of Hard Knocks?
No.
It's the Lions, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Lions. First of all, it's the Lions, Travis. Second of all, Hard Knocks haven't been good in about 6 years. I mean, I think the last time I watched Hard Knocks, I mean, it's almost like now, because they know the camera's on them, they cuss extra. They just do extra cussing because they know they can and because the camera's on. And to me, it doesn't show that the NFL is hard or rugged or anything. It just shows the NFL is immature. It just shows they're a bunch of immature people when that's all they do is, well, I don't F if the F and FF. I'm like, man, that ain't nobody trying to hear all that. I mean, it's just so bad. And I just feel, I'm serious, I feel ashamed to even like the sport when I watch Hard Knocks sometimes. Some of the stuff they got on there. So my answer is no. If y'all watch that, Irv, you watch it, Miss Carey?
No.
I know every now and then they showed them playing walking around with their jock straps on. So I feel you might be watching, Miss Carey.
No. No, that's not my meal.
What'd you say, Irv?
Oh, no.
Irv, I miss your expressions. That's why I'm glad you're back on.
I like your green screen too.
Hey, I can't do nothing with my phone.
This episode tonight is Lions versus Falcons from preseason week 1. I don't give a damn. You know I ain't watching. We got nothing to do with no Falcons. I'm Miss Carey now. Miss Carey might tune in now. Miss Carey might be tuned in now. She said that.
I already watched it. I watched it. It was a great game.
And who won?
The Falcons.
What was the score?
We won by, I think, 4.
You beat the Lions by 4? I mean, that's promising.
It was a last minute touchdown. Too.
A last minute touchdown. Hey, those are the scenes for a promising season right there.
Be a good one.
They beat the Lions at home by 4.
I was about to be serious.
with a last second desperation throw.
Hey, I like the Falcons' new receiver that they got down there. Come on now.
Which one?
London.
Yeah.
London. What's his name?
London.
They got Kyle Pitts playing wide receiver yet. He's still pretending to be a tight end.
He
about to be Patterson in a minute.
Oh, is it? They got him back there running it?
They're going to have him everywhere.
Wow. They going to have him trying to be Debo?
It's coming.
That's the new position. They're going to call it Debo. What position you play? I'm Debo. I play 8 different offensive positions. I can throw it. I can quick kick it. I can do anything.
So it's gonna be like how high school and going into college where you recruit players. They're athletes.
Travis said score 27-23. I bet that was painful for whoever was watching. I can only imagine. Guys, I don't even know why we have preseason football. Because half the time you are gonna watch a stinker game. I know 98% of the time. Whatever game you watch in preseason is going to be a stinker. Because either they're going to put a quarterback in there who needs to prove himself, like Trey Lance, and, out there with some scrubs, or they're going to put all the starters ain't going to play anyway. Like I was watching Pittsburgh Steelers the other night, Cameron Hayward and the whole defense sitting on the sideline with jaws all swollen up with sunflower seeds. And I mean, he watched his little brother out there playing, trying to make the team. I know. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I mean, why do we watch? Why do we even have it? It's gotten to be where it's just so bad. I can't hardly deal with it anymore.
I think it's football season. Football season has started, and just kind of you get amped up around. It's like a pep rally. Why do you go to a pep rally? Because you're hyped up about the season. It's the same scenario.
I don't go to pep rally.
Listen, it's a hard conversation to have.
Yeah, pep rally, that was some bullshit. I mean, what are they gonna? What am I going to a pep rally for?
When you were in high school, you went to a pep rally.
I was the pep rally. I mean,
like people cheering for you. So
yeah, but again, I went because I was demanded to go. I wasn't allowed to not go. When you want a team captains, you have to go out there and give a speech and stuff.
Oh, you should have demanded to be traded then.
I guess I should have. I wish I was in this era of demands. I would have, Miss Carey. I would have, for sure.
It's interesting. I mean, you kind of got to have preseason, man. You got to see what talent you can put on your team that's a hidden gem. We wouldn't have.
I'm with you. But these guys do that already anyway. They go and scrimmage against each other anyway. And ain't none of that televised. Ain't nobody televising that. All they televise is the fights. They say, today, the Jets and the Giants decided to do a crosstown scrimmage, and here's the fight that broke out today when somebody touched the quarterback the wrong way. Look at what's name got hurt. The quarterback for the Jets. That joke might be out for the season. I mean, over a doggone what's name? The new quarterback, the little young kid.
Yeah.
He what's the name, Herb?
You talking about Wilson?
Zach Wilson, yeah.
Zach Wilson might be out for the season. Torn meniscus and stuff out there in a doggone scrimmage game. Man, you crazy as hell. Your ass ain't gonna be out there in no scrimmage game if you play for me. Over some old bull donkey. And dude, you crazy as hell. Ain't no way.
Yeah, you don't have to put. The thing is, you don't really have to put your starters out there. They put the starters out there. Next thing you know, something stupid happened.
I know. I don't want none of them going out there. I won't put none of my starters out there for any game, for any of these games.
But I do want to see that undrafted free agent, that 7th round, 6th round pick, see what they got.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's important. Oh, by the way, while we're talking about this, the Browns running back Kareem Hunt demanded a trade. He's another one. demanded a trade.
Was that earlier, or did the other running back do it too?
I don't know if another one did, but I know he did. And by the way, the Browns said, hell no.
Oh.
they're like, we ain't even gonna discuss no trade. I can tell you that right now. Hell no, you ain't going nowhere. They'll go ahead and just nip this in the bud right now. People don't be calling us, sending us no damn kind of deals and stuff. No, he is not going anywhere.
Hey, Coach, you ever see this movie called Blue Chips?
Yeah.
You remember the Penny Hardaway went to the coach's office and said, if I go back home with my mom,
yeah,
then you might want to go ahead and get ready for practice in the morning.
that's got what's his name, Ken, the White Shadow guy in it.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte, that's who it is. That's who I was thinking. It was the White Shadow dude. You're right. It's Nick Nolte. Yeah, I like that movie.
Hey, son, you might want to go ahead and get ready for practice.
Yeah, I remember that. Anyway, we're gonna close out on this. I know y'all know that I'm gonna let Irv give his soliloquy. We got 3 minutes left, Irv.
Okay.
About Kevin Durant. What's going on with Kevin Durant? Is he gonna get his way? Because the owner said he ain't budging. He backing the head coach and the GM.
This is how I see what's gonna happen. Kevin Durant will play with the team as Stan until the trade deadline. Then they're gonna get rid of him.
What if they're doing good at the trade deadline?
I don't know if it's gonna matter.
Interesting.
Honestly, I think they'll be all right at the trade deadline.
I do too. Because I'm thinking if they stay intact and Kyrie actually stays and plays, I mean, like I said, they didn't play much together last year. But if they can get anything out of Ben Simmons, come on now.
That's the the gemstone right there. You got a guy who has been first team all defense his whole career on a team is no defense. I mean, yeah, if Ben Simmons plays, they'll be okay. But if Kyrie Irving decides he wants to play 30 games again, you forget it.
I agree. You hear that, Miss Karen?
Yeah. I'm like, what team is going to trade for him, for Kevin Durant right now? I mean, you can't trust him.
I agree. Who can you trust?
Huh?
Who can you trust? Roquan Smith? Can you trust Roquan Smith?
No.
Kareem Hunt?
But in the NBA, it's a little bit different. I think that, those higher quality players are the ones that are saying, no, I'm not doing it. Nobody, outside of the top 10, 15 are saying that. But I mean, I would have a hard time taking him on my team because as soon as you disappoint him, like, he's out. Like, this team was built the way he asked it to be built.
No, I think what you do is you put an agreement in front of Kevin Durant. This heavily laden with constraints. Like, dude, when you sign on this paper, don't be talking to us about no trades. Don't be talking to us about no more money.
Isn't that what a contract is?
Yeah, that is what a contract is. But what I'm trying to tell you is that kind of language is not in the contracts of today. I'm telling you, they about to start redoing these contracts. They are about to start making these guys be like, dude, I don't want to hear about no maintenance. If you don't play 80% of the season at minimum, then you ain't getting all this money. So, I mean, at the bottom of the line. So the bottom, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about your big toes hurt or, you got a hangnail on your shooting hand. I'm not trying to hear that stuff. The bottom line is that your ass got to play if you want to make this money. I can't not go to work and get paid. I mean, if I'm an owner, I can't not go to work. I got to work every day to get paid. So you should have to work every day to get paid too.
Yep. I hate the way it makes us. I mean, I won't say us, but if you look at our pro leagues, we don't have issues like this in hockey. And what they're going to start to say is it's us. It's not the paper. It's us.
Irv?
Will be very interesting. I kind of want to see how it's going to play out, but we got until October. The season don't start till the end of October.
I know, but we do have till October, but I'm not hearing this like anybody's out there clamoring for KD. I mean, I hear people throw out some names of some teams, Phoenix and a couple other teams and stuff like that. But I know Miss Carey don't want him in Phoenix because you have to see him every time you got to see your baby. So I know you don't want him in Phoenix, do you, Miss Carey? Because you don't like him.
Puts on a Phoenix jersey, I'm gonna cheer for him.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You know that if he's in my jersey.
Oh my God. So you would change your religion for a jersey. That's what you're trying to say.
Oh, not my religion. But...
I mean, pretty much. You changed your moral values. You just hated the man for what he's doing to basketball and everything. And now if he puts on your jersey, he's family. What the hell is that?
Basically.
Oh my God. Irv, talk to me.
Vin Diesel style family.
Wow, Miss Carey. You have really, oh my God, you have shocked me tonight. I'm about to close this show out with the memory of those words right there. And that big smile. If he puts on a jersey now, that's a whole different thing. Wow.
I'm be shy. Don't let him put on a Hawks jersey. It's over.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Irv, that's your girl.
We gotta love
that's
it.
Your girl.
Love it.
Travis, come on back in here, Travis, and tell me what you think about these comments by the the queen of Straight from the Hip.
I love it. I love what she said.
Wow.
That's right.
Because that's exactly what I would say.
I know it is. I know, because you don't care. As long as they put on that damn Cincinnati jersey, you don't give a damn.
Yep.
As long as they put on that Purdue Boilermaker jersey for men's basketball, you don't give a shit.
Yep.
I know anything South Carolina.
Yep.
Anything.
Spencer Rattler's our quarterback. I love him now. He's a winner.
Wow. Wow. That joke is terrible. They going to get their asses kicked this year, and I'm going to remind you about Spencer Rattler the whole time because he is trash. Just like I said a long time ago, me and Jace used to argue about Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold is trash, and he's still trash. He was trash then, and he's trash now in the NFL. Struggling to beat Baker Mayfield out for a job. Man, please. Baker Mayfield, I guarantee you're going to wind up winning that job as a quarterback. Watch, see what I tell you. Because he ain't got nobody to compete against. Sam Darnold ain't nobody. Man, please. Anyway, folks, we got to get out of here. It's time. So good to have the family back together. Man, y'all look good. Irv, I'm glad you're back. I told you I needed expressions.
I missed y'all, man.
Been a long time.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm be honest with you. There's gonna be some distance between you and I from now on after this show. Cause you show me a side that I just can't be down with.
Wait, who?
You. Oh, you know it. Hey, Fee, what's going on, Fee? Look at Fee in the building. What's going on, Fee? Fee, how Tyler do that now? I heard he was leading Russia in the game. Guys, Tyler Goodson started at running back for the Green Bay Packers the other night. And I didn't get to see it, but I heard he did very well. So I'm glad to hear that Tyler's a favorite of mine. So like I said, hopefully he'll be back here pretty soon. And I'm going to try to get him on the show the next time he comes
You watch preseason. There goes the answer to that question.
I don't watch preseason. That's why I didn't see it. That's why I told you.
But that's why you got to watch it.
I can watch ESPN and see all the preseason I need to see. That's how I knew he was leading Russia, because I watch ESPN and they show all the highlights. He did well for his first game, his mom said. So, guys, the thing about it is that you only have to do well one or two times. I guess all that leg work helped. Yeah, I used to kill him on legs all the time in the gym. So that's what she's talking about.
12 carries, 37 yards, 3.1 average per carry.
That ain't bad. I mean, you want to make a 3.5 average, because 3.5 times 3, which is 3 downs, is 10.5. That means you're moving the chains for a first down. So that's what everybody always tries to get to, is to have a 3.5 yards per carry. That's like the desired.
And 2 receptions for 24 yards.
There you go. 60. She said he had 67 total on offense. So that's good. That's good to hear, guys. And you know, his mom always posts things, and I enjoy looking at some of the experiences he's having. He was riding a bike to whatchamacallit, the practice the other day, and had a little kid by him carrying his helmet and whatnot. And, you know, doing all that kind of stuff that really is what you want to have for memories and things like that. So good for him. You know, however long he's going to be there or wherever else, because right now they're auditioning for other teams as well. Right. That's the beauty about having, you know, the preseason, because those guys get to audition with teams like, hey, if that guy gets released, we want to get him over here because we've seen enough that we like that guy. So that's why it's big that you are at least able to get on the field and play in those games. I saw Connor Hayward. He's been doing very good too at Pittsburgh. So he's another one of the kids that I've trained and whatnot. So I'm excited. I'm excited for all of them. Anyway, Fizz, good to see you. Good to hear from you. We got to get out of here. We're getting ready to go. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank you, family, for being back in the building. Hopefully we can all do this again next Tuesday night. We'll see y'all then. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
Miss Carey, we got to talk. We have to go off, or we got to take this offline. I'm telling you right now. You hurt me tonight. All Kevin Grant got to do is put on jersey. Yeah, you smiling and everything. That's you kind of had a little swivel in your